So let's see the review of Gcam 8.1.1 on Poco X2. Let's open the Gcam. By the way, I am on the Evolution X 5.4 Android 11. Now let's see the version. Here you can't see the version, so let's skip to the app info. As you can see, the version is 8.1.1. Now let's see which features are working and which are not. In camera section, as you can see, there are 4 zooms: 0.6, 0.9, 1.0 and 1.1. That is wide, ultra wide, normal and zoom. And everything is working super fine. As you can see, the camera is not crashing at all. So even the ultra wide is working fine. As you can see, everything is working super fine. In night side works fine. In this you get options like Google AWB, RAW, isometry, timer, ratio, etc. In this you get isometry, you can disable it or keep it on auto. Let's cover the camera sensor and see the isometry works or not. As you can see, it's working super fine. I will add the sample photos at the end of the video. In portrait mode works fine. The front camera as well as back camera, portrait mode works so fine. In this you get options like flash, face retouching, HDR plus enhanced, Google AWB, timer and ratio. Then in camera, you get the same options. Then in video, in this you get 3 options, that is slow motion, normal and time lapse. Let's see the slow motion is working or not. In slow motion, as you can see, the camera freezes. But in this you get option like 1:4x and 1:8x. The normal camera, normal video works super fine. Then in time lapse works fine. As you can see, it's working fine. Here you also get option of video stabilizations. As you can see, in this you get options like standard, locked, active and synthetic pan. To get more info, just click on the question mark icon. As you can see, the standard stabilization, locked, active and synthetic pan. I will add the sample videos at the end of the video. Then in more section, you get panorama and photosphere. And panorama works fine. And even the photosphere, as you can see, it's working fine. Now let's get to the settings. In this you get tons of options. See, in more settings, as you can see, there are tons of options. Here you get option of setting of back lens. In this you get disable this lens, hardware lens, HDR plus device, shasta factor, merge method, Google AWB form, black label, max exposure, default astro activation and RAM patcher. Then in setting of back lens, as you can see, you get the same options. Then you get setting of back lens 1.0, setting of back lens 1.1 and setting of front lens 1.0. As you can see, can adjust everything. Then you get smartphone, interface, RAW format for HDR plus enhanced, preview format, HDR plus quality, final JPEG quality, zoom toggle, enable GL camera preview, auto NS, enable focus tracking and enable motion photo. And down you got option of save location, camera sound, Google suggestion, save selfie as previewed, social share. In gestures you get volume key action and double direction. Then you get device storage. In this you get storage saver, turn off when storage is available and free up space. Then in advanced, you get show details warning, HDR plus control, RAW plus JPEG control and store videos in H.265 format. Then you get framing hint, grid type, camera photo resolution. In video you get options like EIS video stabilization, OIS video stabilization, 4K 60 fps, enable focus tracking in video, front camera resolution. In this you also get option of config session. In this you get custom session enable, custom session ID, 60 fps, that is custom session enable and custom session ID for 60 fps. Then slow motion. In this you get customization enable and customization ID for slow motion and enable profile. In this you also get the option of camera recorder profile. You get audio bitrate, audio channel, audio codec, audio sample bitrate. You can choose each and every option. You can change the setting for slow motion 1:4x and 1:8x. And down here you get send feedback, help, and down here you also get option of developer mode. As you can see, you can adjust it. And suppose you adjust something wrong, you can also reset to default values. I will add some sample photos. And some sample videos of stabilization modes. So, this is the review of Gcam 8.1.1 on Poco X2. Thank you so much for watching. I'll meet you on the next one.
What just happened?